Hello, hello. Welcome to our Thursday live. I am just getting it all set up so I can see the comments. But if you are on, please say hello. I'm very, very excited about today. As everyone knows, wholesaling is my jam. I have been virtually wholesaling for 9 years. Next month would have been my first deal that I ever did 9 years ago. And it was completely virtual. I lived in South Florida and it was in St. Louis, and it's been a game changer ever since. So if you are catching the replay, comment replay. Otherwise, we are just going to go ahead and get going because I have so much to cover that I want to make sure that we get through all of it. So, one thing that I posted the other day on my social media is I wanted to remind you that your day is here. And to stop saying my day is coming, I'm going to do this soon, it's going to happen for me. No, it's already here. Your day has arrived. And I heard this over the weekend and I was thinking, exactly. So many of us say we're going to do things, it's going to happen, we'll make it happen, or it's going to happen soon. Instead, just say it's here, it's happened, I'm here, I've showed up, and now it's time to rock this business. All right. Good morning, Wendy. Good morning, Gina. So I wanted you guys to kind of keep that little mindset pep talk in as we talk about it, because today we're going to step into our power. You have shown up. That is the first step. Now let's figure out how to make 100K in the next 6 months. So that comes with the question, is it possible? Can I really make 100K in the next 6 months? Good morning, Mary. Yes, you can. This isn't a dream. I have students say, well, Liz, like I signed up thinking I was going to make this money. I said, yeah, it's real. You can do this. But to get there, you need a plan. And you need a mindset that's going to execute that plan every single day. You can't just do this for 5 minutes a day and expect results, right? Like this is a business, this is not a hobby. And so when we talk about wholesaling, one of the most powerful ways to hit 100K quickly is that you have to find great deals on good properties. And I'm not saying the property has to look great. In fact, most of the time, the most money you're going to make in wholesaling are the properties that look like a shack. I mean, my biggest profit was something that was all the way down to the studs. Why? Because you have room for negotiations. These sellers are wanting to get rid of it. They're not wanting to do the work. And sometimes it's not even the property itself. I've seen really beautiful properties where the seller is in distress. It's not like the house is in distress or anything, but the seller is in distress. Good morning, ladies. So many people on. Love it. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about. Now, what is wholesaling? Wholesaling is basically you're putting a property under contract with the seller. You then take that to the title company. You flip the ownership rights of you're an owner per contract, and you flip that to a buyer for a fee. So you don't really have to renovate the property yourself. You're only on title for like a few minutes type of thing. Like it's literally just the shortest transaction. You're more of like the middle woman, not middleman middle woman, and you're just curating opportunities for sellers and buyers to come together, basically. The one thing with wholesaling that will make this a million times easier is you want to make it easy for your buyer, meaning you are going to run the numbers for your buyer. Now, yes, it's up to them to do their due diligence, but if you really want a buyer to have to sit there and really think about it and figure it out, it's going to confuse them, it's going to take them longer, and it's going to push a little bit of discomfort. So we teach our students to run numbers as how a rehabber would, as a landlord would, depending on the type of property, what kind of work it needs, things like that. If it's turnkey, you as a wholesaler are going to run it as a rental. So you're going to run the numbers there. If it's you as you know that the person's going to be a rehabber, then you're going to run numbers as what a rehabber would do. So yeah, they'll go and run their own numbers, but ultimately make it as easy for them to do this. And so I'm kind of like I'm getting confused because I'm reading all the comments. So I'm going to pause and not watch the comments for right now. But you want to comment. You want to comment because the more you comment, the more times you have a chance to win in our raffle. We take one comment as an entry. Okay. So just so you know, I'm going to kind of like ignore it, but I will do questions here at the end. All right. So the other thing I'm seeing why why people are not becoming successful in real estate is they're afraid of what other people are going to think, what their friends are and things like that. So they won't post, they won't put themselves out there. But here's the thing, if you put yourself out there and you tell people what you're doing, they're going to be like, hey, I have friends, I have families, they're trying to get rid of this house, and they will bring deals to you. Okay. So if you're worrying about what other people are thinking and what other people are saying, then you're going to worry about the wrong thing, right? Instead, focus on the person who needs to hear what you have to say today. Meaning, like, if you need to talk to sellers, there is a seller out there that needs you to call them. They need you to get on the phone. They need you to make the calls, and they need to speak to you because they are going through some kind of distress. Laura says this all the time. My students will know. Not everyone wants to be in real estate. Believe it or not, despite the fact that we all want homes and we want all this, a lot of sellers don't know what to do. It's up to you to create solutions for them. Okay. And so when you're creating solutions for them, you are bringing something out to them, and then they will refer you over and over and over to other people. And that is how word of mouth comes around. That's how you build a reputation of someone that is helping in that neighborhood. So that's something that I kind of wanted to state. The biggest thing here, and I'm going into mindset, and I'm about to go into like the tactical parts of wholesaling. But I'm telling you right now, I work with a lot of women. I talk to a lot of women every day. I was on the 2 separate calls this morning. It had nothing to do with tactical. It came down to what's going on in here. And so you will never feel prepared to get into investing. It's never going to be the perfect time with the perfect finances and everything's going to align. So instead of trying to always be prepared, begin. It's time to go. I'm going to quote a specific quote that I heard over the weekend that really spoke to me. It's by Steven Pressfield. And it says, our enemy isn't lack of preparation, it's resistance. All those excuses in your head, it's resistance. And the solution is to start before you're ready. And so where I see people not making that goal of reaching 100K in the next 6 months, it's because they spend too much time planning and not enough time taking action. So I'm going to be real quiet there for a second. You're not taking action. If you are like Liz, like I hear this, Liz, you said I could make 6 figures in the next 6 months. Yeah, but what did you do to make that happen? Were you on the phone every single day? Regardless of who it's with, agents, sellers, are you on the phone every single day trying to make this happen for you? Are you making calls every single day? I'm pausing on purpose because 6 figures is doable. It's more than doable. But are you willing to do what the others aren't, which is getting on the phone and talking? Or are you trying to take the easy way out and then wondering why 6 figures isn't happening for you? So that is my number one reason of why most people aren't making 100K in their first 6 months. They won't get on the phone. They won't talk to sellers. They won't talk to agents. They won't even talk to people that already know they want to sell because they're afraid to reach out to them. They're not talking to family members. If you don't have a supportive family, I don't recommend talking to them in general. But if you start sharing, this is what I'm doing. If you know anybody that's trying to sell a house, I pay a heck of a referral fee. What do you think people are going to do? They're going to bring it to you. They're going to bring you leads. The reason I did a status today, the reason I'm standing here and why most people don't get here is because I believed I could. And I'm not saying that you guys all can't do it. I believe every single person can do it, but I do a lot of things that people aren't willing to do. I'm willing to get on the phone. I'm willing to talk to sellers. I'm willing to go. I share a deal of a week with my students and they're loving it, but they're seeing that it takes grit. I'm on vacation on the phone. I'm doing things that most people are willing to do. So to become and make 100K in 6 months from 0K in a new business, you have to put some grit behind it, right? And it's fun. I like it, but that's the thing. I make it fun. I make it a challenge. I had a massive surgery on my hand in 2019. It costed me 15K, right? 15K. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do another deal. So while I didn't want to touch my savings, I challenged myself to do things. So I was like, I'm just going to do another deal while in pain, while not being myself, while wanting to cuss the world out because I had horrible nerve damage. I mean, I really messed my hand up. I was scared I wasn't ever going to be able to use it. Now I got 100% mobility back, and they told me I was only going to get max 75. But I was like, it's okay. I'm just going to keep doing it. And it was hard and it's painful. The beginning is terrifying, Carol, and I'm reading your comment. The beginning is terrifying. You are constantly getting pushed out of your comfort zone. You are constantly moving forward and being like being constantly uncomfortable. But here's the thing. That's why most investors don't make 100K, because they're not willing to become uncomfortable. They're afraid of making mistakes. But let me ask you, what's more uncomfortable? Pushing through a few minutes a day of uncomfort, or being stuck in the same place that you are? What's more uncomfortable to you? How bad do you want it? And please don't take this as a shame. Please, I love you all dearly. This is me it's more calling people out. Do you want to make 100K? How bad do you want to make 100K? Are you willing to lay in bed at night saying, I did everything I could today and I'm going to make 100K because I did? Or do you want to lay in bed thinking, I didn't do it? I wasn't uncomfortable for a few minutes that could have pushed me forward. And I'm quiet on purpose because it's something that needs to like sit with people. And I was hearing something this weekend that says no one's going to give you permission. It's on you to get you to where you want to go. Is this landing for people? So we're going to go into the tactical steps right now. But at the end of the day, I could give you everything you need, but if you do not take the step, it's not going to happen. And so I tell my students with so much love, I was like, I am going to be there as much as I can. I'm going to be your cheerleader. I even have office hours where you get on live with me while you're making calls and I'm answering questions in the chat or working on your business. And I do this every week with the students. And I get on and I sit there and they work on their business. And I answer questions in the chat real time so that they don't have to wait. It's as hand holding as I can get and be everywhere at once without having to physically be there. And you know what that does? It gives them that confidence. I feel like my teeth will fall out when I get on the phone. Yeah, it's terrible. I don't like being on the phone, but I just got to a point where I had to do it. If I wanted to win in this business and I wanted to become something and I wanted to make the money and I wanted to get out of the situation I was in, and for those of you that know my story, I had to do it. I had to get on the phone. I had to talk and I had to get out there, right? I had to make myself known. I had to know sellers don't know you're in real estate unless you tell them, right? So that's something that was really important. So how do you make 100K? I'm going to give you 10 steps here, okay? The first thing is you have to choose your location. So let's say you decide that you're going to do this. I'm going to make 100K in the next 6 months. You're going to choose a location that is fruitful for wholesaling. Now, students, this is under choosing the right area. You already have this, okay? Hey, Marcella, good to see you. I can't wait to see you next weekend. It's been way too long. Okay, so we have the location, okay? Location. Choosing an area that's really good for wholesaling, that's up and coming, that's making good money. There's good profits there, but has a good enough amount of distressed homes that you can find, okay, or distressed sellers. 2 is then you're going to set up a business entity. Business entity is incredibly important. This is what protects you. Do you need one? Legally, I can't tell you yes or no, okay? I'm not a tax accountant. This is from my experience. Eventually, you want one. All right. You don't want to always do it under your personal name. There's no way to protect you. Then it's finding out what people are already buying in that area. So you're going to find cash buyers and what are they buying? Right? What are they buying? Single family? Are they buying multifamily? How much are they paying for this property? This will give you a little bit of confidence to do that, to go out there and go after the right properties that people are buying. One of my deal of the weeks that I think is going to come up is the one where it sat on the market for 6 months because I did the wrong. I went for a single family in a multifamily neighborhood, right? Like it was insane. It took me forever. Mostly it was the buyer's fault, but still it was very hard to sell, but I got it sold. I made it almost 20K profit. So I can't be too upset about that, right? So finding what buyers are buying. Step number 4 is going after the seller leads. So now you do have to call. You have to start calling sellers. But here's the thing. If you want to make it in the next 6 months and you are brand new or you're trying to scale from a deal here and there, you need to go after people who already want to sell. Okay. It's easier Probates, foreclosures, tax liens, they take forever. They don't really want to sell. People will think money's going to come in, something's going to happen, and it's going to get paid off, and it will be just fine. You have to go to the people who want to sell. MLS, for sale by owner, auctions, things like that. Those are want to sells. Okay. Those are the people that you want to go after, or partner with wholesalers. If you're still nervous and you're like, look, I can do all the work to find buyers, or I can do all the work to find sellers, partner with wholesalers. Reach out to agents. Have agents bring you deals. I have agents that bring me deals every single day, on market, off market, anything they think will match what I'm looking for, they bring it to me. Okay. So these are some ways, just some. All right. Then you want to start reaching out to these sellers, marketing to them. And I'm going to tell you right now, 80% of your deals aren't going to come from the first call. You're going to need to follow up anywhere from, I'm seeing 5 to 12 times. I've seen some people go as long as following up every month for 2 years. Follow up. The key is follow up. Remember that. Don't get discouraged if they say no. That doesn't mean anything. They'll be ready eventually. Follow up. If they're on a specific targeted list, follow up, right? So follow up, follow up, follow up. You're going to hear me say that all the time. Then you'll go into negotiations and contracts with your seller. So you're going to fill out a contract with your seller. You want to make sure you have specific contingencies in there to protect you as an investor. You want to make sure that your period to find a buyer, I give 3 weeks, 21 days for me to be able to back out if I need to. Here's the thing, wholesalers getting a bad rep because they back out and they didn't even try to find a buyer. I talked to so many people that I'm like, well, what did you do? Well, I went on Facebook Marketplace. Did you do anything else? No. You need to do more. You need to do a lot more than Facebook Marketplace to find buyers, right? So figuring that out and talking to them. So do you put it under contract? That's the first thing you do. You negotiate, you put it under contract. Then you're going to do your due diligence and get pictures of the property. Why do I do it after? People find this so crazy. This is a game where there are a lot of other investors out there. And I want to make sure that another investor doesn't come in by the time I get my boots on the ground over there, because it could be a day or two before my boots on the ground can get over there taking pictures. Because why? They're taking pictures everywhere else. So I make sure that I get it under contract. I ask them as many questions as I can before to figure out the rehab cost, and then I will get it under contract. Once it's under contract, my boots on the ground will go out there and I will find out if they were lying to me. Little tip, they always lie. There was a shirt over the weekend. I was at an investor summit, and the shirt that says buyers lie, but so do sellers. And actually sellers lie more, right? It was on the back of the shirt and I kind of cracked up. So it's true though. So you will get over there. You can renegotiate your terms later because it is contingent on what you're seeing, right? Once you get in there, you're able to take pictures and videos of the property. You can actually gauge even more. Now, my script I actually got from one of my other coaches. I used to have a different script. His is way more detailed. If I feel anything iffy about this property, or if I drove by it, then I will kind of ask more detailed questions. If I feel like the seller's being forthcoming, I'm not going to go down to the dollar. I always pad my rehab cost anyway. So when I put in my offer, okay. So you did that. You do your due diligence. Once you've done your due diligence and you have pictures, you're going to go ahead and market to your cash buyers. This is something that you have to be almost like a pit bull with. You have to latch on. You have to do whatever it takes to get it sold. You do not want to be known as the wholesaler that can't get things done. I have a 10-step process, but I used to have a list somewhere. I need to go find it. Ladies, remind me to go find it, of 1,000 different ways you could find cash buyers. I had put this list together over like a 6-month period of everything I could think of or I was hearing. But really it came down to 10 steps, 10 specific steps that I do that no matter what, I find buyers. If you're not getting any bites, you're priced too high. And that's a lot of the issues. People get priced too high. They price their properties too high. And then they'll lower, and then all of a sudden they're getting bites, right? So if you're getting no bites and you're doing all these steps and you're talking to a ton of people and more than like 10, 15 people are saying you're priced too high, and you're like, yeah, probably. I ran my numbers. I knew it was a little on the high end. Then you may have to lower. So then you're marketing to your cash buyers, and then you go under contract with your buyer. So you're under contract with your buyer, and they put their EMD down. I do require mine to be non-refundable. I tell them if they need an inspection, they need to do that before tying up my property. So it's the first come, first serve for my buyers. Whoever puts the money down that's non-refundable and is ready to go gets to go. And then we go to closing and you cash that check. So you get the middle profit. So if you put it under contract with the seller for 100K and you flip it for 112K or 100 and we could do 112K to an end buyer, then your profit is that 12K in between. All right. So you can find a lot of properties all over the place, but the steps are pretty simple. Where the complication comes in and why mentorship is important for anyone is when you're actually doing the deals. When you're out there and you have a million questions because you have sellers with liens, or you have sellers that are doing this, or you have buyers that are trying to back out. What do you do? Or, hey, the seller's asking me this question. That's where I come in. That's where Laura comes in. That's where my team comes in to help you guys. So the steps are actually really simple. The issue is most people won't do it because they're too scared to get uncomfortable. They're too scared to try something new. But who here wants to make 100K in the next 6 months? We're about to get into raffles, so start commenting more. We slow down, so start commenting more, because when I get into raffles, they do it per comment as an entry for the raffle of the week. But I'm going to give you one tip here. The amount of money you make in this business is directly tied to the number of offers you put out. My students know that I ask them to put out 10 offers a week, and you guys are like, that's insane. If you don't know the reasoning behind it, out of 10 offers as a newbie investor, you're probably going to have anywhere from 1 to 2 deals that actually go under contract, because your offers are lower as an investor, especially a wholesaler. So the more offers you put out there, the closer you're going to get to hitting to 100K. But see, most investors will not put out the offers they need to do. Will you put out those offers? Will you get on the phone? Stress and pressure are inevitable in this business, okay? But your success is going to really depend on how well you navigate stress, pressure, and your own doubts and fears. So the quicker that you embrace this, the quicker you're going to see money on, and the quicker you're going to see returns, okay? So I want you to start getting out there. I want you to start making offers, and I want you to start changing lives, because by the time that you start making offers, you are going to start helping sellers. You are going to create a bigger impact. And the more money you make, the more impact you can make on your life and other people's lives that you care about, in your community and everything else. Every investor I know that is successful gives back in some way. They donate, they give grand expenses to other people. They've been able to help their lives. They're able to help their kids' lives. They're able to help their family lives. But it's directly going to correlate to your impact, is also going to correlate with your income. All right. So if you're wanting to go out there and you're wanting to move out there and do it, then you just have to be okay with doing the scary things, right? You have to be willing to, I tell Hunter all the time, I said, you have to be willing to look bad at things. You have to be willing to look at a beginner. If you scroll all the way back to my very first lives, you will see how drastically different I have changed just on lives. And that came from showing up every single day. And I still mess up. I think last week, and I deleted a live because it was just so bad, because I was like, Liz, you are not with it today. And so I just deleted it. Yes. But for the most part, I show up every day. I'm willing to look like I don't know things. I'm willing to look like the dumbest person in the room. That's why I love going to events where people are doing better than me. I like being the person that is willing to let you guys see me stumble and fall and make mistakes. I share my deals with my students. Where did I go wrong with this? What was the mistake that was made? Or where did I go right with this? Right? What did I do to make sure this deal closed? What happened that I could have done differently to have ensured that deal closed? Because hindsight's 2020. So you have to be willing to do the things that most people want. Real estate investing can make you so much money, okay? Specifically wholesaling. It can make you so much money, but you have to be willing to do what the others will not do. So who's willing to do, into the chat? Love you guys. I see your comments. To do what others won't do. Who's willing to lay in bed and say, I was uncomfortable every single day, but I see it shifting for me. And when you close your deal, I had a student that closed a deal recently, made $27,000. Okay. And she said, and when I asked her, I said, do you feel different? She said, yeah. I said, do you feel like now it's possible because you know it works? If I can get you to do just one deal, you know it works. You can do it all the time. All right. Love to see it. Carolyn, you can be in Illinois, do it virtual. If you're not licensed, do it virtual. 27K on her first deal. I'm not kidding. By the way, I'm not lying. I could share a screenshot if you want. I asked her to. Actually, I will because I asked her to. Let me find it because I sent it to her and then I saved it. This is proof that you can do a deal and you can make money, and I'm not lying to you. So give me 1 second to get it pulled up. Let's see. Okay. Here is the screenshot. I'm very proud of this student. I am not going to say her name because it involves a lot of money, but this is one of our students. She posted in our REI Growth and Mastery group. This is a screenshot. This was not played with. The only thing I did was block out names for protection. She made $27,000 on her very first deal. And she just said, now I'm not going to accept anything lower than that. I'm going to make more every single deal. Why? Because I have students in there making 35K on deals. I have students making 30K on deals. I have students making significantly more. I had a student make 65K on a deal. I've had students make 75K on one deal. But guess what? She had to do what others won't. She had to completely keep doing this and believing. And what's cool about this is she did a long-term investing strategy, meaning that this was longer. It's not like a quick win. But while this was happening, she was in that group every single day cheering on every other student during this time. Every student she was cheering on, helping them out while her turn was coming. So I just wanted to share that because I'm really proud of her and to show that I wasn't lying. Okay, now what I'm going to do is we're going to go raffle team. I need the raffle. If you have it, I need the raffle winner. So we're going to pull up the raffle. In the meantime, while I'm pulling up this raffle, I want you, or while they're pulling the raffle, I want you guys to keep in mind that we have a really fun retreat coming up here in next weekend. If you are, it doesn't matter. Isis, I didn't comment enough. One comment could have got you to win. One comment. All it takes is one. Just like all it takes is one lottery ticket to get you to win the lottery. If you are ready to come to make this happen for you, I do have a retreat, weirdly enough, called Make It Happen in Real Estate Investing. It's coming up next weekend. I have women flying from all over the country to come and see us. I have people flying from the Netherlands and Canada coming to see us. People who want to invest in the U.S. If you really want to make 100K in the next 6 months, I'm going to teach you how in much more depth next weekend. We're going to pull out laptops. You are going to be running deals. You are going to be pulling seller leads. You are going to do all those things. I think we had a couple cancellations. I know Julie is reaching out to the wait list. I know we are we're sold out on the 2 higher tickets. We have just general admission, but I think Julie, my client success manager, she's reaching out to people on the wait list for the bus tour because we had a couple of people cancel right before the cancellation date. So if you are excited and want to do the bus tour, you can reach out. But I take you into the field. Me and 2 other of my coaches on my staff, we're going to go into the field, take you into homes, show you what to look for, show you how to run renovation costs, things like that. We coach on all things. So I have my coach with Airbnb is going to be there. We're going to have long-term, mid-term rental coaching, fix and flip, wholesaling, everything, raising private money. PropStream is going to be there. That's the tool that I use. A private money lender is going to be there that we have personally worked with. And AI, how to use AI in real estate. Students, I actually have a training I'm working on that's going to come out for you guys where how I show you how I utilize AI for real estate. So there's a lot going on. So if you want to come, you should come. Tickets are fairly cheap for the general admission. We are blocked out already. We are past sold out for the hotel room. So you would have to call the hotel and see if they have any openings for you. But we have sold out the hotel rooms. It's going to be fun. Anyway, raffle time. Let me pull it up. Okay. So in order to win this beautiful raffle right here, you just have to be commenting on my lives that I do every single week, or if Laura's live, she's not on today because she is prepping for our kickoff call for new students that's here in 30 minutes. So she's doing that while I handled this because I do virtual wholesaling. So I was like, I could do this. And our raffle winner, how you get entered into this is you just comment on the raffles as much as you can. Whether it's once, whether it's 100 times, it doesn't matter. I tell people that all the time. My team logs every time you comment. They put it into a wheel and then they spin it and they send it to me. So what we are doing is the raffle of the week is this lovely purse and wallet combo. I know I love purses. Like I purses is my thing. I have a lot of purses. They're just my favorite. I'm actually giving like a really nice designer purse at the retreat away, just so you know. And then an affirmations mug as well. Everyone knows I'm the queen of affirmations. I do affirmations every single day on the Instagram story as well as in the Facebook group. So if you're following us on Instagram or you're in our Facebook group, you see that, Wendy. And so we have that. And then if you're coming to the retreat, we have like 10 different raffles going out. So there's a lot of fun going there if you like that. Okay. I'm also in the version of creating my own affirmations mug after a lot of requests for it, to have a mug with my affirmations or t-shirts with my affirmations. I still haven't done the t-shirt portion, but I did design a mug. It may or may not be at the retreat as something you can purchase. So just keep that in mind. All right, let me get to it because I know you guys are like, Liz, just freaking say something. Okay. So our winner of the week, you have to email into questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com. And the next week, our winner is, drumroll, Marcella Martinez. So Marcella, I will actually bring this to the retreat for you if you want, and I will personally hand it off to you if you want, or I could ship it to you, whatever's easiest for you, but I know I'm going to see you next weekend. So Marcella, you are our winner. The retreat is in Hollywood Beach, Florida. Yes, you can fly into Fort Lauderdale. Okay, you can fly into Fort Lauderdale. It's the quickest one to get there. Kelly, I would freaking love to see you again if you can come. All right. And you can bring a guest for half off. So we offer that as well. Okay. Closing this. All right. So now I want to know, while we kind of close out, the retreat, if you're interested, the link is in the chat. I would love to know, though, what was your biggest takeaway today? At the end of the day, I can give you all the steps in the world. I can give you all the scripts, but you got to go and take that action. I tell people all the time, I could hand you my business, a multi-six-figure wholesaling business. It's reaching almost 7 figures a year. But if I do that and you don't know how to do it, what's going to happen to my business? It's going to fall. So you want to be in the trenches. You want to know every portion of your business. And then you want to hire people that are smarter than you at doing the portions that you just don't care to do in your business, right? Hire people to run your CRMs and pull lists and skip trace. Eventually, you can hire people to call for you. You can hire people to get rid of the properties and call buyers. But this is a business. Yep, Wendy, it's not a hobby. So I'm just going to feature, Kelly, please come to the retreat. Okay, I'm going to feature what people's takeaways are. Take action. Nothing will happen without action and a plan. Yeah, one of the things they kept asking me this weekend was, what do you want? They said it like 5,000 times to all the people in the audience. And I'm like, they asked, so what do you want? And you have to be very specific on your vision. You need to make a plan so that you can reach that. Take action every day. This is a business, not a hobby. You are to find the 1,000 ways to find cash buyers. Yes, Carolyn, I will find it. Team, I know you're on. Remind me. Make it fun. Make it a challenge. I am someone that's incredibly competitive. I do not play board games for this reason. I will lose my ever-living shit on people. Like, I've learned not to do it, but I like to make it a challenge. I like to challenge myself to how far I can go. And you will get addicted to doing that. So you will do really well because you start challenging yourself. Okay? All right, ladies. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope to see you at the retreat. If not, if you're interested in becoming a student, I saw someone ask, you can schedule a call with my team. I'll have them put the link here in the chat if you're not able to make the retreat. And let's just go. And the biggest thing is just to do it messy. That's my slogan. It's literally on this blanket, which, by the way, I'm giving out one in my raffle at the retreat. There's only 3 people in the world that has this blanket. Me, one of my students who won it in a raffle, and one person from the retreat is going to give this as part of my raffle. Anyway, it says, do it messy. Go out there, figure it out. Don't think too much about it. Be smart, obviously, get the right education. But then once you have some of the basic steps, go out there and rock it. Yes. What do you want? All right, ladies. Okay. If you want to be a student, I will have my team reach out to you and schedule a call. So just comment that you're interested. I saw a couple of you ask. So, team, you can also reach out. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'm really excited for the retreat. We will not be live next week. We will do a pre-recorded video that we'll put out because that's the day before the retreat. This retreat is a monster. It is huge. It is fun. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of gifts given out. I will be walking around. If you come to the retreat, find me because I'm going to be walking around and I give out random gold-plated $1,000,000 bills. So I bought a bunch of packets of them to give them out because people always find me. But I give out these, and it's just a reminder that you can make as much money as you want in this business. All you have to do is believe. So I keep one on my desk, and you have to take some action. All right, ladies. I hope you have a wonderful day. It was fun getting to talk to you, and I'll see you next weekend. Otherwise, I'll see you in the group.